everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, I have been up since early this morning. I got up because of Queen Boogers. She's like, "You need to get up early." I said, "Why?" She said, "Just because I said so." So, I got up early and I've been getting some stuff done. And I finally got a chance to sit down. And last night, I tried to do a react to Neo Tarot's newest reading on Foodie, but halfway during the reading, my microphone messed up. So this is actually a redo of the one that I did last night. As far as being a redo, sometimes spirit just says you got to redo it. There's more you got to say, or you got to fix the things that you did say. Uh, I have watched Neo's reading a total of 3 times already. And one thing that just stuck out at me, Neo, there seems to be an ongoing theme of self reflection. Throughout your reading to Foodie, there were all kinds of reflective surfaces, mirrors kept coming up, puddles of water. It just felt like Spirit was trying to say to Chantal, you need to do some self reflection. You need to look at yourself. You need to acknowledge yourself. You need to acknowledge who you are versus being somebody that you're not. It just kept coming up and coming up and coming up. And might I say, Neo, that your reading was really on point, really loved it. And I hope that those of you that are on my channel, that you really like this react to Neo Tarot. And for those of you that haven't heard of Neo Tarot, look down below in the description. You will find the original link to the original video, and you can check out all of Neo's content. And if you want a private reading from her, she does private readings. Just look in her merch store and you'll find all the details about that. So how about we just get into the reading by Neo Tarot? And I will just give my thoughts from there. Oh, I got to back it up just a tiny bit. Come on, come on. Here we go. All right. Take it away, Neo.
I'm calling you back. I get emails. I get messages on YouTube. And I told y'all before, I rock with you. Thank you for supporting me. Yeah. All right. So this is what the message said. The message was like, sis, I need you to help because she says she's moving. Hey. She says she's moving. And says she got on there the other day and was all excited about a new space. I think the subby said 2 to 3 bedrooms, and then she said Salah was real happy too. Like, is this true? What's tea? Okay, so what's tea? Let's get into it. For Foodie Beauty Chantal. So we do get that she's trying to leave. Like, this is, for me, when I see boats, it makes me feel like direction. So it feels like she's trying to shift direction. She's trying to pivot due to Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, anxiety, sadness, fear, depression, wanting to clear, cancel, and release this to manifest the life that she does. But what is she seeking? Fulfillment, enthusiasm, following bliss and money, passionate projects, and doing her. Why? Because the air sign, okay? Unhealed air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Hey. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And the thing is there's imbalances in the physical home and imbalances in the physical body, and Spirit said they're not touching it. Okay, Spirit said, I ain't stepping a toe up in that sucker until there's balance. If the student is not ready, the teacher is not coming. If the student is ready, the teacher will appear. There's imbalances and delays again in the home and also in the physical body. She needs to get rooted and grounded to maintain authenticity and to be genuine. The heart chakra has imbalances and delays. This is so common when we speak about her in reference to the heart chakra. The heart is always, and I don't know how to actually let you guys know the feeling that overcomes me when I say her heart chakra. It almost like engulfs my entire mouth. Like, it just makes me feel like I should be saying more about the heart chakra, but it's so heavy and I do not have the proper medical terminology. I don't have that knowledge to share with you, but it is jarring. Like, the jaw just like hangs open at the amount of issues that I feel like I'm looking at a computer screen and it's just line after line after line after line after line in regards to issues that the heart is dealing with. You know, when you look at like an old school black computer and the wording is green, Like that's what spirit is showing me, like line after line, like someone is looking at um information that a doctor would see on like a prompt.
Well, I do know two things about her heart, Neo. Like things that came out of her own mouth. Foodie has said that she does have a heart murmur, heart arrhythmia. She also has said that she has an enlarged heart, uh, which is not good. She might have some fatty deposits on her heart. She might have some blockages in her heart valves, which might have to do with oxygen levels and blood getting through, and that there's just so many things going on at the same time. So it doesn't surprise me at all if you're picking up heart issues with Chantal. It's not just one heart issue. She's got multiple.
Or of some sort, where it would just give them all of these like words and numbers about things. I the hell don't know what doctors be doing. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just telling you, it's jarring. It is baffling. And spirit says it's downright sad that you're going to let your body deal with this. And let me just sidebar, because I've said this before, and I don't know, if it was in her reading or another reading, but the body and the physical and the spirit are in contract. The physical body and the spirit are in contract. And there is something to be said when you're not in alignment with the physical body, but more so you've broken that that contract with the physical body. There's karma for how you treat your physical body. I'm just going to tell you, that's what spirit says. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes, but there's karma. And so the physical body is a representation of what is going on the inside. Okay. But that's her business. Okay, so this impedes upon her finances. This impedes upon her energy of success. This impedes upon her not having up healthy boundaries. And this also impedes upon her feeling like she's dealing with an unhealed earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There's poor manners, lack of tact, discourtesy, impoliteness, social grace is required. This is a nuisance. When I say her moving, Subby said to Canada, she said something, or he, I don't want to misgender, 2 to 3 bedrooms, child, I don't know. That's her business. But Spirit said she is trying to leave because where she currently is, it's first of all, Spirit said there's no room. I don't know what that means. Spirit said,
I think I know what it means. I think I know. It could be that Salah is involved with someone, and this someone, if she is with child, she might be getting up there as far as her pregnancy. And the more she gets up there in her pregnancy, the more she needs to be near family members, and the family members want her there. Or it could just be a new wife. So the more that the family comes together, the more that there's less room for Foodie. It's like, hey, this is our home. You don't really belong here. You need to go back to your own home. Chantal wants to stay in Syria. She does not want to leave. She acts like she wants to leave, and maybe there are times when she really does want to leave. She might start missing Canada and all the things that she had there, the comforts. But at the same time, she's comfortable in Syria, and she doesn't want to leave the little nest that she's made for herself.
there's no room for you there.
No,
Oh my goodness. Spirit said there's no room.
no.
Okay, period. And then Spirit is also acknowledging that the physical home and the physical body have imbalances and or delays. And in the middle of the deck, there's nuisance, provocation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and an opportunist. Is being communicated that this creates imbalances. Again, thank you, Spirit. In imbalances and or delays in the heart chakra and the root chakra. Okay. And Spirit says one more. Yeah. And this is because someone is hugging and kissing, manifesting, snuggling, pillow talking, and bonding. And I've said this to you guys before, that somebody else is in that house, and that is who Salah is with, energetically, allegedly. You see, because the next card says she's throwing 3 sheets to the wind. She's losing her damn mind. Okay. She's losing her damn mind. She's spewing. Spirit says she's vomiting. She's all over the place.
Girl, if you only knew about the vomiting. She told us a story recently. Do I believe it happened? Not really, but she told us a story about being sick to her stomach, and she had diarrhea in one end and vomit coming out the other. It was a lot. I don't believe this story, but that's a story that she told.
She's all over the place. Okay. She's angry. Okay. Screaming. She's losing her shit. Okay. And Spirit says there's a lot of communication and it's a lot of, a lot of sobbing. These last couple of readings, she's just heavily emotional. And I don't want to feel that, Spirit, so no thank you. Okay, but there is a musical instrument and there is a beverage. And at the heart of it, she's saying that she wants peace, but she's also trying to detach and distract herself from her current situation. Spirit is also acknowledging, what is it? Is it Dr. Jekyll and Miss Hyde? Like, very two-faced, very light switch. 1 minute you're fine, the next minute you're not. Like, and I'm talking about light speed. Like, you need to go get evaluated. Because Spirit is acknowledging your mind is a terrible thing to waste and you're losing it. You're losing control. And the thing about it is once you have like a mental episode, you're going to need a very strong team to help you put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So that's what Spirit say. Okay, so we do get this candle acknowledging that you want peace, but you're not rooted. You're not grounded. You're not in alignment with peace. You're not at the frequency of peace. And that's the truth. And
and thank you for bringing that up, Neo. Because I'm just, Spirit is like talking in my head right now. Chantal has said the last few live streams, she has said, I just want peace. She keeps repeating that. I just want peace. And Spirit is asking her the question, okay, so you want peace. How are you going to accomplish that if there's no peace within you? Like your whole soul is in turmoil. Like you're a mess. You're inside of you, Chantal, there is a tornado, there is an earthquake, there's a tsunami all the time. There is no stability. There is no stillness. It's all turbulent waters just frothing about. You may want peace, but the first place that you should cultivate peace is inside of you. And then everything outside of you will follow. So you want a peaceful environment around you, but what about what's going on inside of your head? What's going on inside of your heart? I mean, one thing has to match the other thing in order for it to be successful.
The truth hurts. So feel how you want to feel. Spirit says if you can't stand the heat to get out the kitchen. I feel like I told you that before too. Spirit says that you're not rooted, you're not grounded, you're not maintaining authenticity, you're not being genuine. The heart chakra has imbalances and or delays, which creates total misalignment. Blowing off steam, rebellion, merriment, overindulgence, and wanting to escape. Why, Spirit?
And see what I mean about, you guys are going to see multiple reflective surfaces in this reading. Here's the first one, stomping ground. Somebody stomping in the puddle of water. The feeling I get off this card already is that I don't know. I'm getting something a bit different this time. When I'm looking at the rain boots, for some reason, I'm thinking of somebody who's very young wearing rain boots and stomping in the water. Like she is having herself a little temper tantrum and she's acting like a child. Like she just, I don't want to go. I don't want, she's pitching a fit. And it has to do with, okay, I'm getting something right now. This person, this figure, I feel represents, how can I say it? While Chantal has been in Syria, and even when she was in Kuwait, she took a break from adulting. She didn't act like an adult. She didn't talk like an adult. She didn't think as an adult. She was indulged to be very childlike, and she got away with it for a long time. And she did kind of the same thing in Syria as well. So when I'm looking at this picture, I feel like this figure is who she wants to be, or who she has been in Kuwait and Syria. This childlike person, and stomping on this water, because this water is the reflection of who she really is. Like she's fighting against who she really is because she wants to stay in this childlike state and she can't do it anymore. Vacation's over.
says, because you're stepping into this water to see your reflection. And this is interesting. Thank you, Spirit, because you want to see your reflection, but you don't want to deal with it. Right. Thank you, Spirit. You want the truth to come out, but you don't want to deal with it, nor do you know how. You're so used to running around in circles that you don't realize that you're chasing your own tail. Like, get it together.
Yes.
Okay. Again, this is a affecting the area of passion. So we're talking about family, friend, foe, business relationship, and or romantic relationship. And Spirit says all three. So what I just said, there's three in there, and Spirit says all three of those. Okay. And again, to take accountability and responsibility for your actions. But that is very hard for somebody to do, like herself, Spirit is acknowledging, because you've never done it. There's always a reason. There's always an excuse as to why it's not you, it's someone else. And that is a poor excuse. You know, they say excuses are tools of the incompetent, used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who use them seldom amount to anything. That's Spirit says that's you. That's you. Spirit says hitting it on the nose. Bullseye, that's you. Excuses are tools of the incompetent, used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who use them seldom amount to anything. Okay. And Spirit says you should have walked away from this a long time ago. You should have said no, thank you, walk away, refusal, know your worth, self-respect, and strength. But this is not something that you're going to learn this lifetime either. Like, thank you, Spirit. Energetically, Spirit says you're not going to learn this lifetime. And what you're doing is you're creating karmic debt for the next lifetime. And it's just going to snowball. It's going to get bigger and bigger until you're able to face yourself. Your issue is not everyone else. Your issue is you.
Agreed. No one hurts Chantal like Chantal. Chantal likes to point a finger at everybody else and say that we're all a bunch of meanie heads. We're all a bunch of bullies. That we're all hurting her, or we want to hurt her, or we want her to hurt. But truly, the biggest hurter of Chantal is Chantal. Who's done the most damage to Chantal except Chantal? I ask you, who has hurt her more than herself? And I know that Chantal's going to watch this tarot reading, this react, and I want her to, because I'm going to put some things in her face. Chantal, you like to go after the reactors. You like to go after the tarot readers. You like to point fingers. You like to place blame. But I ask you some questions. Who's done more damage to your body than you? Like all of this going wild with the food. It's almost like you're punishing your body for something. Maybe because it wasn't up to your expectation. Maybe because you want to be on the smaller side and you just are resentful of the fact that you were in your body and you were not smaller. I'm not exactly sure what you were punishing your body for. But it's almost like you were angry at your own body and punishing it with food. And just making yourself miserable. Every choice that you ever made, you made for yourself. No one made it for you. Nobody forced you into any kind of lifestyle or to do any sort of thing. Everything started with you and ended with you. Whatever pain you've been through in your life, if you're honest and you go back, all the way back to what started the pain, you'll probably find that you were the starting point and you're the ending point. So blaming other people for your pain, for your misery, not going to work. You are the architect of your own toxic, miserable city. You built it. Now you got to live in it. If you don't like living there, you can always build something different. But if you build something different, that means you got to tear down the old to make way for the new. And you got to take accountability for the fact that you built that toxic city in the first place.
Your issue is you.
Yep.
You are and I've said this before, you are your worst enemy. You are the villain in your own story. Your battle is your battle with self.
Yep.
And that's a dangerous, I think I said this, that's a dangerous battle to have. because you are going to self-destruct. Nobody else's fault but yours. Take accountability and responsibility for your actions today. Okay, the spirit says you should have walked away from this hotter than blue blazes relationship. Not listening to your higher intuitive self. There's pride, ego, people pleasing energy. Spirit says there's falsity. I don't even know if that's a word. It just keeps saying lie after lie after lie. Falsehood. And that's what this was banking on. You know, all of this was false. This was to add a layer to the cake. Accomplish, triumph, self-esteem, confidence, talent, accolades, and fame. All of this was to do that. Okay? And it was false. Spirit just keeps saying it was false. And I'm trying to go away from this deck, and Spirit says one more card. Okay, well, there you go. I don't know the connection to Georgia. I don't know who has a G. I don't know nothing. Okay? But Spirit said that sensual, flirtatious, thank you, Spirit, beautiful, delicious relationship has you running around like a chicken with your head cut off. And a part of this is your brouhaha, your manifestation, your negative intention to put something out there is coming back. And I know what they said, the chickens is coming home to roost, the roost is coming. Child, it's got you losing your mind. I'm talking about completely unfolded backwards, inside out. This relationship that somebody has, you can't handle it. You cannot physically handle it. You're physically sick behind it. Physically sick. And the thing about it is, that was never a relationship with you and him, but in your mind, you had created that.
I love that you said that, Neo. It was never a relationship between you and Salah, Chantal, but in your mind, you created one. Were you trying to do some kind of manifestation? Were you under the impression that if you entered into some sort of agreement or contract with Salah, that if you gave him enough money, if you hung out long enough, you wore him down to the enough that he would just give in and surrender and you would get a relationship that way? That, apply enough pressure and somebody's going to crack? Well, you didn't get your way. You've always known that you and Salah, it was always on paper. It started with paper, it's going to end with paper. It was all about the money and it's going to end because of lack of money. And you got to go. And just because you do business with somebody doesn't mean emotions are going to be involved. And let's be real and let's be clear. And I know this is going to piss you off and I don't care. Chantal, everybody knows. Everybody's always known. This whole thing with you and Salah, it was never a real relationship. You guys never had any couple energy. Never. Not even after 3 years. Whenever the two of you were around each other, the energy was awkward. It was like two strangers that have to share a cab ride, and then after the cab ride, they don't think of each other again. The only reason why you got together with Salah was to spite Nader. You know that. You wanted Nader. You wanted to conquer Nader. You didn't. You tried for an entire year. So you wanted to spite him. You're like, oh yeah, I'll show you. I'm going to pick a younger, more attractive man. I'm going to give him all of my money. I'll have a couples channel with him like I tried to have with you. I'll be his sugar mama. All of it was to get back at Nader. It was out of spite. You were getting back at Nader, and also in a weird way, you were trying to get him back. You wanted to get an emotional response out of Nader. You thought that he would come running after you if he saw that he might have some competition in the sugar baby department. But he never ran after you, did he? You had wanted that. You were gambling on that, but it never happened. But because you carried on with Salah on the world stage in front of people, you had to keep that going for the sake of your own pride. You couldn't just admit to what it really was. It was just to get back. So this whole thing with Salah, it was a rebound situation that went on way too long. I mean, this has to be a world first, Foodie. You might have accomplished a world first and not even known it. World first. The longest session of playing house ever known to man. The adult version of playing house. A children's game. This is the longest playhouse make-believe session known in history. You played house, you played pretend marriage. It was just a YouTube marriage. It was never real. It was all a money deal. And your money is drying up and he wants to move on and you should let him. You got to move on too. You had to know you couldn't stay there forever. It's time to go. Business is done.
That's the fallacy. Thank you, Spirit. I tried falsity. That's the fallacy. That's the fallacy. Yeah, it was a different fate. You were never supposed to be together. Chantal, Foodie Beauty. You were never supposed to be together. You and him were never supposed to be together.
And by the way, Foodie, I'm just going to remind you of something. Sometimes people are brought into our lives not to be our life partners, like in love, relationship, love type thing. Sometimes people are brought to you because they are a lesson you need to learn. And once you learn that lesson, you go on about your business. You learn the lesson and you keep walking. Salah was never supposed to be a life partner. He was a lesson you were supposed to learn. You were supposed to learn it and let him go. And you haven't gotten that part yet.
And you can't make someone be with you.
Nope. And Nader was also supposed to be a life lesson. You didn't learn that lesson. So you kind of had a repeat with Salah. And you didn't learn then either because you're stubborn like that.
Right? Look. Foul play.
Yep.
Foul play. Flag on the play. And you can't be mad that it's not working out in your favor because it was never in your favor.
And I'm going to say something very, very strong to Chantal. This whole thing with Salah, it was doomed from the start for two reasons. One, because you had somebody already in your heart. You didn't really want to be with Salah. He was just a stand-in. You settled for him because you couldn't have who you really wanted. And another thing, Foodie, you want to be married. You want to be in a relationship. You're already married. You're just not married to a person. You're married to an addiction. You got a very strong relationship with this addiction to food. You've never cheated on addiction. You've never once let it go. You've never once thought of letting it go. You've already got a relationship going. And as long as you hold on to that relationship, then any other type of relationship is doomed to fail. You are ever faithful to your food addiction and you will not divorce it. So as long as you keep embracing that, then any other relationship that you try to have is going to be doomed to fail from the start.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. He got mad hoes. And I told y'all this before. And listen, no disrespect to any of the women that he's with because the card says mad hoes. But look at this card, my Lord.
Girl, I can't see much of it, but it looks like an interesting card.
I just looked down at the card. Okay. And they're watching. They're all watching. You're watching. Everybody sees it. Okay. And this creates obstacles for you in this relationship. Look, this man don't want to be with you.
No.
And the income, you thought that you brought in this money and now it's falling off. Not only is the money falling off, but you're falling off. And now you got somebody else calling him daddy.
Ooh.
Okay? And now you crying. Sad eyes, dry eyes, red eyes, sad eyes. Like, I mean, that's your business. That's your business. Okay. Just keep going.
And she's always been afraid of Salah finding somebody else. That's why she's always been possessive, obsessive, jealous, insecure, checking on his phone because he's got options. He's got options to be with other people. She doesn't have any options. There's nobody waiting in the wings to get into a relationship with her. Her options are zero. Nobody wants to be involved with Foodie right now.
All right, because we're gonna get to that question too. Yeah, yeah. Spirit says somebody is burning bridges, and you're trying to give gifts, and they're burning bridges. It's not gonna work. Thank you, Spirit. You're burning bridges, and you're trying to give. You got to stop.
When she comes back to Canada, I'm sure there will be a renewed interest in what she's doing. Everybody's ready for this arc for the Middle East to be over. It mainly because she has not been her true, authentic self. She's been a fake, phony version of herself that didn't make any kind of sense. So people want her to come home and just be her real self. We know it's in there. We know it's in there clawing to get out. So at least for a while, there's going to be some interest.
I don't know what you're doing. Well, Spirit says if you want peace, prepare for war. As you move on down this stream, a magic of nymphs, it feels like you're trying to transform, transmute, because something was done in the dark and now it's being exposed. This creates water, anxiety, sadness, fear, depression, wanting to clear, cancel, and release this, right? So you're manifesting to clear, cancel, and release this to have the life that you do want. But Spirit says, if you want peace, prepare for war, because there's a storm coming. There's a storm coming. And the Spirit says this storm is going to have you starting a journey where you're by yourself. Spiritual quest, into the unknown, alone. That's your business. Spirit says, so enjoy the silence and manifest that you're in alignment. Not all this other stuff, but that's your business. I'm just going to continuously say that because that is what you want. Because if you ever wanted something different, you could have that, right? You could do something different, something more high vibrational. Foodie Beauty, Chantel. She's leaving, going back to Canada. She got the house. Spirit said, evil eye, child. And this always comes out. Look, ritual. Look at you. Expectation. I'm gonna just tell you, it's just funky, right? False narrative. You lying. Child, you lying. And somebody is concerned, like, are you really leaving? Look at the next card. Look, traveling. But all you're going to have is more imprisonment. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And you keep trying to create an offer of love. Like, maybe if I do this, I won't have to go. Or maybe if I do this, I could stay. Or maybe.
You know what's interesting about these cards right now, Neo? Later on, you're going to pull another card of a boat with a great big anchor. And how I took that in the original react that I did, it's like, okay, the boat is ready to set sail. The sails are, full of wind, and we can go on about our business and do our thing. And like the boat is ready to take off. Like there's really no reason to not just set sail. But Foodie does not want to set sail. She does not want to leave. Hence the reason why there's a great big anchor just sitting on the ground, keeping her in place. She does not want to leave. And now with these cards that you're showing, like I think that she's trying to appease Salah. Salah might be going to her and saying, when are you going to leave? When exactly are you going to leave? When is your flight? And to appease him, to keep him from getting angry, she might go, yeah, I'm all ready to go and I've got a place to live and blah, blah, blah. But she really doesn't have much of anything set up. She's hoping, in the back of her mind, she's hoping that he says, you know, I really enjoy you being here. You can stay at least another month. She does not want to go. And she thinks that by trying to stay cool most of the time and buttoning her lip and saying, it's amicable. This is an amicable split, you know, like trying to act like the cool friend, I guess, that's going to win her points and she can redeem her points somewhere along the way. But it's not going to work because, as you mentioned earlier, there's no room in the house for Foodie. There are family members that want to come in, that want to live there. Foodie is someone that she does her YouTube stuff. She needs a private space. She needs a private room. And it sounds like it's getting kind of crowded with the family. And I'm hearing that they may want to have some people over soon for some reason. And they just can't have her there. They don't have the room for you, Foodie. You've got to go.
Spirit says you're in poverty.
Yeah.
You need help.
Yeah. Speaking of poverty, when I was doing my original react, something that just Spirit just kind of struck me with, because poverty does come up more than once in your reading, Neo. But there's all kinds of poverty. There is, of course, financial poverty, and Chantal is dealing with that, which is her fault. You know, like she chose to go to Syria. She knew it would not be optimal conditions for what she does on YouTube. She knew she'd be very limited. She did not care. She knew her income would go down, and she did not care. And that led to financial poverty. But she's also got a lot of poverty going on with her health, with her emotions, with her thoughts. Like she's depleted everywhere. There's not a positive abundance anywhere to be found. She is depleted. And the only way she's going to get an abundance, a positive abundance, is by getting back in alignment with herself and dealing with herself. She's gone as far as she could possibly go with all this negative energy and generating negative energy and doing whatever she can do to tick people off and grift and scam and con people. She's taken all she can possibly take. There is no more to take. Now, if she wants abundance, she's got to go about things the right way. Or else there's always going to be this element of poverty.
You need help to go. You need help to stay. Child. And I feel like in my last ring, I said it's not going to be that easy. Okay? When it comes to her leaving, there's opposition. She's getting hurt, like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. She's the ops. Look, and you keep trying to talk about this money that's coming. It's almost like, I told you money is coming. If you would just, money is coming. And money is at the front of this whole equation.
Yeah.
But money is also why you've gotten yourself in this position.
Right. This whole thing with Salah started with money. It started out as an agreement. And the agreement ended because of her lack of money. And she should have known that. She had to know that in order to keep Salah around and keep him happy, you have to keep the money up, but she never did. The money just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse until it reached a breaking point. And now he's like, hey, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. You got to go home now.
And this as an opposition. Okay? And Spirit says when it comes to the money, there's going to be a surprise in the distant future because there's a child in the distant future. And there's a lot of pain because of this child. There's sadness, anxiety, sadness, fear, depression. At the heart of it, the child is coming with white peace. But there's also this mirroring number to take accountability and responsibility for your actions. And the child has been coming up so consistently when I read on you and how this child just brings so much sadness. Seriously, yeah. Spirit says, let's break this. Let's break this. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Comes out again. In the distant future, there is a child. And this is what's bringing sadness. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Message to Foodie Beauty. Hold space for joy because grief has had its turn in your life and you can't hoodoo your way out of bad decisions. So you've been doing this energetically, allegedly, and Spirit says you can't do it anymore. It's null and void, right? Protect your name and protect your peace. But your little magic tricks don't work anymore. Womp womp. I'm sorry. Spirit says, I'm sorry. Decline.
Like, not only is her face card not working, but her magic card ain't working either. Chantal's wallet is full of cards that just ain't working for her no more. They all getting declined.
Not accepted. Foodie Beauty, she's leaving. And you're working really hard to leave. Look, it says toil and labor. You are burning the midnight oil. Look at this. Distant horizon.
That's the card I was talking about. The distant horizon card. You got this big, beautiful boat. The sails are out. It's ready to go. And then here's this anchor. So the boat can't go anywhere. Boat's ready to leave. But the anchor is right there saying, I'm not going anywhere. That's because the person who's acting like they want to leave really doesn't want to leave.
You are trying to leave and travel, but there's something weighing you down. Look at this big, huge anchor. And we do see a lot of water. And then this is suspended in the air. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, right? And this is because of an expectation. Now, is that lady pregnant? Or is it this woman expecting your ass to leave?
It might be a little bit of both, Neo.
Baby, look on the bottom. Poverty. How many times are we going to see poverty? Poverty. Okay. Spirit said there's more. But there's more?
With Foodie, there's different levels of poverty. There's a lot of poverty going on with her. It's not just money. Like, she is depleted everywhere, and she's not going to get that abundance back until she fixes her stank attitude.
Okay. Yeah, the privileged lady. I'm saying you're leaving. You got a new space. The privileged lady has high honor. Oh. So they like her. I think I told you that before.
This privileged lady, is it a new wife? Is it an expected mother to some lost children?
And she's acknowledging that someone's a false person. Now, we do have this guy in the back wearing this mask. They see you, but they're also acknowledging, because my question is, are you leaving? They're acknowledging you're a false person. There's a false person.
Hey.
Thank you, Spirit. And you're in despair. Interesting. And on the bottom of the deck, what do we see? Unexpected income. Someone is giving money. I mean, this is so consistent and constant. It's ridiculous. You guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cards in this deck. How cute is that? How freaking cute. Okay, Foodie Beauty is leaving. Thank you. She's out. Vampire Richmond, ego and narcissism. And he's standing in front of a tomb. Death. Something must end so that something else can begin.
Death of the ego.
So let me tell you.
This just struck me looking at this picture, Neo. Remember what I said earlier about, like, there's a lot of references to self-reflections or reflections in this reading. There's a lot of mirrors. There's a lot of puddles. When you think about vampires, what is the one thing that vampires cannot do? They can't see their own reflection.
What Spirit is saying, the vampire of Richmond. Foodie Beauty. Okay, vampires hold a great deal of symbolic power over us. They are night creatures, undead, different than us humans in the way that they exist. We are strangely attracted to them, even as we are repulsed by their violence. The Richmond Vampire card represents being the mysterious other in ways that are self destructive. Do not let your ego grow so large that your very persona puts you in danger. I told you she's her worst enemy. Find paths to relatability without sacrificing your soul. Interesting. And I'm just asking about you moving. Crazy. Crazy. Okay. So let's keep going. So she is moving, or says she was, back to Canada. She got a new apartment. That's what you told me to read on. So, okay. Spirit says she's breadcrumbing. Okay. Giving minimal attention, keeping options open, vague promises, never committing fully. And Spirit says she's going to get a wake up call because of this breadcrumbing. Spiritual awakening. In the middle of the deck, what we can't see is she has some inner toughness, enduring a hardship, strength through adversity. Nothing feels like nothing can break her, even as she's dealing with this storm. But Spirit says she's a clout chaser, doing anything for attention, fame, hungry, desperate for followers, anything for a like. Anything else about Foodie Beauty? If breadcrumbing comes out again. Me versus me.
Mirrors again.
Wow. I did not. I said this at the beginning. Okay. Self-competition, personal growth, becoming better than yesterday. My only competition, your only competition is you. Looking at yourself in the mirror. And why are you looking so angry? Self-care Sunday. See those candles in the background. She needs to prioritize rest, recharge emotionally, pampering herself. She needs some me time. And Spirit says in order to bounce back and be resilient after setback, recovering quickly, determination to rise again. She's got this whole idea, can't keep me down. But secretly, she's a side piece, secret romance, or there is a side piece, a secret romance, hidden affairs, being second choice. Interesting. Only late night calls. Wow. Spirit says something else. Okay.
I matter.
There is this energy of ascension, spiritual growth, higher awareness, next level consciousness, elevating herself. Okay. So when it comes to Salah, the subby said he was so happy. What's his energy around her leaving? Sneaky link. His energy around her leaving. Sneaky link. Hidden encounters. Private meetings. Discreet intimacy. Nobody needs to know. Cuffing season. Okay, why is December back there? Not you with your sneaky link and y'all getting y'all's little cuffing season. Temporary relationships. Seasonal companionship. Short-term warmth. Until spring. What? Behind the mask, hidden emotions, concealing true self, afraid to show reality. No one sees the real me. Boundaries. I'm saying, how does he feel about her leaving? Saying no firmly, protecting his peace, setting limits. Clearly, enough is enough. And then why do we see this lady looking on the video, this TV romantic, hopeless romantic, believing in fairy tales, idealizing love, constantly waiting, forever dreaming? Is this you, Chantal?
Yeah.
Beauty? Okay. Anything else about their relationship? Broken promises, disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust, words meant nothing. Because of the sneaky link, my goodness, hidden encounters, private meetings, discreet intimacy, nobody needs to know. And the bank account deposit, money moves. I mean, every freaking deck: smart decisions, strategic investments, building wealth, making my money work. And behind the back are red flags. Okay, warning signs: ignored intuition, potential trouble. You knew better. Spirit loves to tell her that. You knew better. Chantal Foodie Beauty is leaving. She's going back to Canada. She's got a new home. Yeah, Spirit says she's a creativity muncher. She's stealing ideas, copies, work, duplicates. She's feeding off of people's energy, and she needs their energy as well. Spirit says that this creates cyberbullying. You are being bullied online, or she is, or they have suffered from it. Spirit says she's looking up, researching people, studying information. She's got trolls. She's a troll, whatever. Spirit is also acknowledging that she's an impersonator. She
Sounds like Foodie is running around the community, like looking up people's info or trying to find out stuff on people. That's what it sounds like to me.
wants to be people. She acts like people, dresses like she's copying someone. This is kind of weird because I'm like, are you going to Canada? And Spirit says, what the hell? She doing a lot of something else too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, photo proof, getting evidence. Of a groupie. And this is all played out on TV. So it sounds like there's going to be some drama. Spirit is acknowledging she needs to go see a doctor. But there's going to be some drama, same shit, different day. Around. See, she feels idolized. She feels like everybody loves and respects her. But there's going to be some drama. She's not going to let this go off without creating some sort of plot twist. It feels like there's this energy of her saying that there's, getting evidence that there was a groupie, and this is going to play out all over TV, out all over Beyonce's internet. She wants to create some type of drama. She's not just going to go out the back door easily. And I've said that. Thank you, Spirit. And this is because of vanity, hypergamy, ego, and a fake relationship. We'll show you off in reverse. She's leaving. She's leaving. Imprisonment, caught, blockages, cornered, stuck, trapped. Look who's trapped. She's leaving because someone is hot-headed, tempered, and angered. So they're trapping someone because they're angry. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I said she's leaving, but I keep getting that someone feels blocked and cornered and trapped because they're angry, and also because of, thank you, Spirit, an unwanted message or contact making the first move. Because she's a sore loser, injury, stressed, a lack of sleep, time commitment, because she's unhealthy, sick, health conditions, disease, and mental illness. I talked about that earlier. She's leaving. Spirit says she's all over social media. When I say she's leaving, she feels that she's popular and an influencer, very tech savvy, that she's vivacious and happy and loud and colorful and bright like a parrot. But Spirit says this relationship was short term. It was a short term relationship. There's a fastness to her and him. Salah, breaking up.
There we go. What I say earlier. This whole thing with her and Salah, it was just a rebound that got out of control, that went on way too long. It was a rebound out of spite. It wasn't even a rebound out of a broken heart. It was a rebound done out of spite, to spite another person, to get back at them and also get them back. Chantal wanted to make herself seem like she was highly desired, that other men wanted her. Like, she's got this weird way of thinking that by doing something hurtful or spiteful to a person, that somehow that is supposed to inspire love or an emotional response. Chantal, that is not how you get love out of somebody. It's not how you do it, ma'am. Like, if somebody loves you, they will express love to you. Trying to manipulate it out of them or poke it out of them or poke at them to give it to you, that is not the way you get love. When you do hurtful things to people, when you cause pain, that makes them not want to be around you and not want to talk to you. Like, you're showing a very ugly side to yourself. But it was always about spite. It was always about getting back at Natter just because he rejected you. For the first time in your life, you met a guy that told you no. Someone who was as headstrong as you, as stubborn as you, as greedy as you, as slimy as you. When you think about it, in a strange kind of way, whenever you were around Natter, you were looking at your own reflection. And granted, he's not a woman, you're a woman, but all of the traits that were present in him are also present in you. You were dealing with a male copy of yourself. And that should have been a teaching moment in itself. Like you should have picked up on, hey, you know, like this person is exactly like me and they're driving me nuts and they're not nice. And wow, is this how I am? Is this what people deal with when they deal with me? And just learn from that. You should have learned that from Natter, but you didn't. So you went to summer school with Salah. You created the same background, paying a guy to be your companion. You're always going for the impossible. You go for guys that want nothing to do with you. And it's the person who does want something to do with you because you conquered that mountain. You want nothing to do with him. You always go after what you can't have. And that which you can have, you don't want it. You know, it's always about the taboo, about the forbidden, about the things that you can't have that appeals to you. It's almost like you set yourself up for failure. It's like you want to fail.
And in grievances, but this was like a rebound relationship. But my question is, she's leaving, and Spirit says, well, this is for social media. And on social media, she's making herself seem very bright, vivacious, happy, loud, and colorful. But at the heart of this situation, when I say is she leaving, this is a rebound. This was never supposed to last. This was some type of short-term situation that she didn't give herself time to heal from. Yeah, idolization. It was fantasy. It was brouhaha. Okay? Yeah, it was unique. It was misunderstandings. There was a lot of unknowns, very mysterious and intriguing. Again, alert, symbols, assumptions, false accusations, childish when I say she's leaving, defensive, foolish, juvenile. This relationship was never supposed to work. Somebody was binding the other to be with this person, and there were some unknowns. Someone thought they knew what they were getting themselves into, but they didn't. Spirit was trying to alert you and also acknowledge that there's a lot of games. Look, this person is playing games and she's just watching them. But childish, defensive, foolish, juvenile, just playing games, okay? When it comes to what? Playing games when it comes to what? This traditional ceremony. Because somebody was really prioritizing work over love. A workaholic.
They were both immature and playing games with each other, her and Salah both. They were both just playing around.
Foodie Beauty is leaving. She got a new home in Canada.
See, the problem is Foodie was over there, you know, playing for keeps. And Salah, his only goal was playing to get what he wants and then go. So they were never going to get along.
Spirit says the zombie. Something is coming back from the dead.
Ooh.
Something is being resurrected. Mm-hmm. Something that you thought was buried is coming back. When I say that, and Spirit says this is going to bring that tower moment. It's an atomic bomb. Whatever you thought you buried is coming back to blow up. And let me tell you what Spirit just told me. Spirit says because people do bury stuff when they do their little brouhaha, their little yeah, they do. And Spirit said everything that you planted is being unearthed. Every seed you've sown to, you know, the seed is being unearthed. Yeah. Spirit says, see, the browsing history of what you've done. Man, read that, y'all. What the hell? You be doing some weird stuff, energetically, allegedly. And now you got anxiety. It's my anxiety, yeah. It's because people are putting all the pieces together. All people are putting all the pieces of what you've done, where you've gone, who it all entails. They're putting everything together. And so you can't move like you moved before. It's not easy anymore because people are like, "Wait a minute. The hell? That's no. No, 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 no." They see you clearly now. Right? The magic trick is not it's not tricking your audience anymore. They see you. Yeah, look, they see the lies, the manipulation, the theft, the risky behavior, and getting away with it with the seven of swords. They see you. She's leaving. She's leaving. Yes, homesickness, thinking of the past, wanting to reunite with family and a support system, nostalgic. I see a child. Look, travel, overcoming obstacles, moving forward, running away with the Six of Swords. She's leaving, and she believes that there's collaborations in her leaving, rubbing shoulders with the right people. She'll have recognition, goals, and famous. Like hard work is paying off with the Three of Pentacles. So this is your goal. This is your mission. This is what you think is your bright idea. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, because there's a lack of belief. She's giving up. She's ready to surrender. She's leaving with the Seven of Wands in reverse. Fire sign in reverse, throwing water on the flame. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, what's her biggest obstacle when it comes to Salah? Current energy. She's leaving. Lack of faith is an obstacle. Focusing on the negative is an obstacle. Bored is an obstacle with the Star card in reverse. Lying to yourself, blocked intuition, revealing secrets with the Moon card in reverse. Obstacle. Self-sacrifice, impulsive behavior, disinterest with the Hangman in reverse. And so Subby said, why is he so happy? Or why did he seem so happy? That's what she said. Well, he's excited because he's learning from the past. Whatever's done in the dark will come to the light. He's gathering strength. He's close to success, and there's persistence. He's also excited because he's a mature man reaching his goals. There's stability, business, and an empire, so he's made business. He's got some money off of this. He's also excited because this has caused conflict. He was stuck between two choices. It was an imbalance with the Lover's card. That's why he's excited. He's also excited because he's healing and moving forward and overcoming depression with the Five of Cups. I'm saying he's excited that she's leaving. He's also excited because there was issues with ego. Someone was overly confident and sad with the Sun card in reverse. He's also excited because there's this energy of marrying for money, and this was creating a family feud and a huge debt with the Ten of Pentacles. He's also excited because things are finally manifesting, growing. He's seeing results. He's being patient, and he will be rewarded. He's also excited because he can walk away, or she's walking away, and there's courage and emotional strength. Even though there's some disappointment, someone has to travel, but introspection is needed. Hindsight is 2020. That's why he's excited, energetically, allegedly.
Like you.
All right, so what's next for her?
He's waiting to start his new life, and he knows he can't get started until she's gone. Like, whereas Salah is looking towards the future, like I'm ready for the next chapter. I am ready. Foodie is not ready. She doesn't want to be ready. She is not planning. She's not getting the heck out of there. She wants to stay there and basically keep him from moving and doing things and being happy, because like she doesn't have a plan for her own life.
I see the decks. Thank you, Spirit. I see it.
And like her attitude is, because I don't have a plan for my own life on how to be happy and I'm not interested to learn, I'm going to stop you from being happy where you are. Like, I don't care about your happiness. I don't care if I interfere with your family. I don't care if I'm interfering in anything over here. I'm just going to sit here and, like a toad on a toadstool and just contemplate life and not try to figure it out.
Well, what's next for her is unfair circumstances, injustice because of her dishonesty. Justice card in reverse. What's next is a radical change, major loss, disaster, chaos, pain, a natural disaster, Tower card. Ooh, child. What's next? A lack of self-control, lost, car troubles. Now, this could be an actual car. This could be Thank you, Spirit. She's directionless. She can't move the way she wants to move with a Chariot. But Spirit said to take out this deck. What's next? Interesting.
Another mirror
on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Magic mirror. What's next? This card is equivalent to the moon. Whatever's done in the dark will come to the light. Whatever's being suppressed will come to the surface. The aspect of this card is that of a mirror surrounded by stars. The mirror rises from the blue waters, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, against a background of purple space. A bird-like lunar figure hovers in the upper right-hand corner of the card. The bird is identified with sorcery and the African oracle Ifa. Work of hands, wings shall despoil, such be our intentions. A primary attribute of this card is symmetry. Like meets like in opposite stance upon the mirror's surface. How many times are we going to see mirrors where she has to see her own reflection? This relates the mirror directly to the Marasa. The divine twins are duality, and duality is the domain of magic. Look into the mirror, Chantal, until your image moves while you are still. Here, magic begins. This card is acknowledging what's next is she's going to tap into magic and sorcery, occult power and deception. And I've picked up on this many times that she is into it. And so her next move is that this is where she is. This is what she's doing. But listen to this because it's not over. Spirit says here, there is danger. The mirror is these waters frozen in time. Deception and true sight play upon its surface, and the Loa reach out from its depths. The mirror is the magical weapon par excellence, equally able to trap the user or that which is summoned within its watery realm. You see those hands touching the mirror? They've been trapped by themselves, by their reflection. This is the card of magic and sorcery. The magics of the mirror are strong and ancient. Upon the surface, thank you, Spirit, of the mirror, thank you, Spirit, the world meets. And I feel like I've told you this before, that the very demon, hear me, the very demon that you fed is hungry. And now who you think it wants to eat? Your ass. Yeah. Because if you play them games, you definitely win them prizes. People are too spiritually protected, and you are going to ruin your whole life for messing with protected people. The demon that you have fed is ready to eat. And maintenant, il veut te manger.
I had to look that up because she's speaking French and she's speaking it very beautifully. He wants to eat you, Chantal. I translated through Google Translate. He wants to eat you. You woke something up. You made a deal. And in order to get what you want, you got to keep it fed. If you don't keep it fed, he's going to eat you.
Y'all call me back.
Wonderful reading, Neo. Thank you for doing it. Really appreciate it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this Tarot React. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, look for the link down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.